What is up, everybody? This is Brian, the Toyota guy over here at Fred Anderson Toyota, and I've only got a few minutes to spend with this, kind of like with the first Land Cruiser that I had, but this is a Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro. It's our first one here, and I'm trying not to get run over, and it looks freaking fantastic. I wish I could drive it. I wish I could do more than I am today, but at least want to give you my reaction and honest thoughts on it. All right, here it is, and man, I'm not gonna lie, my first initial reactions after seeing this truck is it is way bigger and way meaner than I thought. I really don't even think that I'm gonna be able to do it that much justice because, you know, I've watched a lot of videos. I'm sure if you're on my video, you've seen all the other ones as well. And you just can't really get on camera just how big these trucks are. I mean, here is a previous model SR5, and we're all pretty comfortable with those, the 6-foot bed model. I think someone's trading in or something. And just the difference of this, the width of it, the height of it, I mean, it really does look like a baby Tundra. I mean, way over there in the distance is a Tundra TRD Pro, and this thing looks a lot like it, but a lot more aggressive. This front cutout that they've got on the bumper is definitely a look. It's got that like Baja Viper cut there, and it's also on the front as well, or on the rear as well. So this has the ARB rear bumper, of course, which for those curious is steel. You got little plastic caps here. I think it's aluminum right there, but the main part of it is steel. But there is that ARB bumper here with the parking sensors and everything integrated. There's those ARB tie downs or toe points, which you can see actually just bolt to the frame. So you could probably get those and add those as long as you've got the room. I think it kind of fixes what I've complained about on the first Tacomas that I've seen, which is that this awkward back of the frame here, it just kind of sticks out. I mean, that and the tow hitch receivers on these newer Tacomas are a lot bigger and bulkier than they ever were before. I don't know if it's just because it kind of boosts the tow capacity of the vehicle or what that is. But definitely an aggressive looking rear end, and it fixes a lot of the approach and departure angles that Tacomas and all trucks typically end up having. Some other interesting things that I'd noticed is you do have these LED box lights that are both on the inside. So of course you've got them up there on the third brake light here in the bed, but then you've also got these on the outside. So they're kind of like accessory lights, like if you're going camping or something like that, you can have them there. These come with the power tailgate, which this one has the spray and liner as well. You got a storage pocket here. You got your USB 12 volt. What do you got here? Oh, there's your separate fuse for it, so that's nice. So if you blow a fuse, you can just fix it right there. Here's your larger outlet, 120 volt, 240 watts, plus another pocket there. And believe it or not, it's a power retracting tailgate as well, which I was not expecting. Here's the factory wheels, tires, and suspension on this. So you can see the TRD lift that these basically come with. The front is what's impressive, because you can see those gorgeous upper control arms, the springs, everything is just very beefy looking. Looks very much modified. But that's how it comes. It's nice to see some of that padded lining in there. You've got three sets of lights. You've got your headlights, you've got your rigid fog lights here in the lower bumper, which all of this is still your typical plastic bumpers, but you do still have the aluminum plate underneath, the skid plate, of course. But these work off the stalk, the headlight stalk, and this is your TRD light bar, which you can turn on in certain settings from the dashboard here. There's that TRD light bar. But it's just so mean looking. I mean, this truck is in underground, which I think also kind of helps with its appearance. You can see it's got the sunroof there, TRD Pro badges there. Now, of course, these have the turbo 4-cylinder hybrid, the iForce Max powertrain, which is also in the Land Cruiser. They're going to have it as an option in the 4Runners as those come out as well. You can actually get this powertrain in some of the non-TRD Pro off-roads, sports as an option as well. This is one of the first. We had a limited. I didn't get a chance to take a video of it, but we did have another limited that was an iForce Max. So we're starting to see some of these higher trim hybrid setups come through. Now, what everybody talks about with these is the interior. Now, the TRD Pros have always had tons of equipment in their technology, and it's even better now. So all of the TRD Pros have these ISO dynamic seats, and I'll show you that here in a second. If you know what these are, it basically has shock absorbers built into the seat, and it's actually an air reservoir. So you can see it actually comes with a air pump. So if you do want to manually raise or lower that PSI outside of what's set up here on here from the factory, you can. But these things are so nice inside. You've got the same kind of camo pattern that you have on the TRD Pros for the Sequoia and the Tundra as well. But you can see now we actually have the perforated leather because the TRD Pro now has the ventilated seats to go along with the heated seats and heated steering wheel. So here's those isodynamic seats I was talking about. So go ahead and shake around in that seat. Now go
up and down.
Yeah, go forward and backwards. So you can almost kind of hear those little air pumps, and right here you can lock it in. So here's like your on-road driving. Now do it again. Feels a lot stiffer now, doesn't it? Then you can just easily change it. And then here's those two pressure valves. So if you wanted to change the PSI on those, you can do so manually. Pretty cool. Now, the only thing that sucks with having these isodynamic seats is they just really eat up the leg room of the rear seats. And these Tacomas are already small in the back. You can see with these two seats pretty far back for somebody who's 6 foot or taller. And to be fair, they can go back further. There is almost no leg room in here because of how thick. I mean, you're probably losing 4 to 6 inches. I would say actually from about here back is all extra thickness from this whole isodynamic seating thing. So they look really good. They're actually really comfortable for the front. I love the bolstering. I love the way the seats feel. I love the way that they look. But if you're looking to get a TRD Pro and you want to put people in the back, that's just not going to happen. And what I hate the most is you can see how far these seats come down. There is literally no space whatsoever between the seat and the floor. And as somebody like myself that has larger feet, I can't even get my feet inside here just because of how low those seats are. In some vehicles, you can put which maybe if we raise this up, that'll help. Let's try that actually. So you do have a powered seat on the driver's side or passenger side, which is nice. I wasn't expecting that. So that helps. So now I can get my foot at least underneath of the seat. But you kind of have to take these things in mind. If you're looking at the Pros, these are standard. I thought they were going to be optional, but you have to get it this way. So if you're looking for rear seat space, that's not going to do it. Really cool though. Looking at the tech and the features from the front though, basically any technology or convenience feature that Toyota offers in their vehicles, they now have standard here in the Pro. So you can see there's switches all the way around. These are auxiliary switches. So if you wanted to wire up some extra lights or a winch or something like that, it's pre-wired into the fuse panel, which is nice. We talked about the TRD light bar. Here's your bed lights you can turn on, your auto adjustment on the lights, which is nice. That's actually a carryover from the Tundras. That comes in handy if you are lifting it, or certainly if you've got payload or a trailer hooked up. This is that power tailgate drop. Steering wheel is pretty standard for a lot of the Toyotas, except now it has the TRD badging with the red leather here on the top. You've got your adaptive cruise, your lane centering, all that stuff. The screen is the largest screen that they offer for this, and it's almost pulled right out of the Tundra with its dimensions. But it does do, of course, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Nice, big, clicky knobs for everything. You can see heated steering wheel buttons, easy to find. You still have manual controls for all of your AC, or you can actually just put it on auto mode, which is dual zone for both sides here. So that's nice to see. And I've talked about this with other Tacomas, but it's not just for the Pros. I really do love what they've done with the pockets. While this is a smaller cabin, Toyota's giving you a lot of room to store things and hide things and pack things in. So here you've got the wireless phone charger, which you can get on a lot of these, which is handy because when you've got the wireless system, you don't really want to, have all these, cables dangling around. But I just love how deep this pocket is here for a phone or for who knows what you might want to stand up in there. All these little molly straps on the doors. So if you want to hang bags or hang accessories, whatever you can. But I just like having like door pockets here and here with multiple different levels and heights for water bottles, for change, for, I don't know, a radio. I mean, you can think of all the kind of things you could tuck around. You've got this Nice pocket up here on the dashboard, right here by the Toyota badge, which is a nice deep pocket as well. There is a phone charger right here, a USB-C charger, which is also great because you can have that plugged in and put your phone here. Or if you want to, you can even have like a GoPro on the dashboard, and you can run the cable straight from the GoPros, because most GoPros are, actually all GoPros are USB-C now. Trailer brake control is integrated on these, but just a really gorgeous interior. If you can kind of get past the fact that the rear seats have no room whatsoever, the front cabin on these Tacomas is a massive upgrade from the previous ones. And I said the same thing with the Tundras when they came out. Same size sunroof as before. I do wish that they had pulled from the Tundra or in the 4Runner and done the whole window rolling down, even if it was just on the Pro. But you do still have your power window here. They moved all of your off-road controls from the roof and actually put that down here now. So this one knob does everything. You can see it has your 4-wheel drive selector from 2 high, 4 high, and 4 low. And then depending on what you click, you can go into tow haul mode, downhill assist, multi-terrain selector drive modes, and any of those modes that can be adjusted. Once you click like multi-terrain, once you're in 4-wheel, you can cycle through your dirt, snow, things like that, and you'll actually get a visual confirmation on the screen. The whole digital cluster is going to change and kind of cycle through the full color display on what mode you're in. So really nice. This is, you can see some of your trailer buttons. You've got the 360 cameras, which if I had the keys, I would turn on, but it's a really nicely improved 360 camera. They're very high definition. You actually have a lot of different modes on here where you can change it to just look at specific cameras, or you can put on like an off-road trail mode, which is cool. Here's your locking rear differential, and new for the Tacomas is the stabilizer bar disconnect, which is really nice. There's actually a really cool video I've watched from Toyota where they go on and on and on about the mechanism. I don't even know if you can see it underneath it here. Yeah, you can see it right there actually. So that mechanism right here in the center of the frame is the sway bar disconnect control, and it is a motorized system that basically separates the left and rear stabilizer bar. You can see it's that bar that goes all the way from the center to the right, and it's a pretty cool little actuator that disengages the stabilizer bar. So pretty nice. It's not like a Jeep or anything like that where you have to disconnect the end links over here. It's a lot more sophisticated and smoother than that, which is why you can do it on the fly, and there's no sloppiness or play or anything like that. These, speaking of new technology, you can see there's a heads-up display. You now have the digital rear view mirror, which has the separate camera that shoots out the back. Now, I will say, if you are putting a camper cover on these, that's going to obviously interfere with the digital rear view mirror. I am curious to see what the aftermarket does, to see if they have like a camera relocation kit, or maybe you get like a, I don't know, alu cab cover or something like that, or a cap on there, and it has like a separate camera you can plug into. I'm sure that's going to be a thing at some point. Let's check the fuel, because another question I'm curious about. So interestingly enough, again, this is the turbo hybrid, and in the Land Cruisers it requires premium, but on here it looks like they've got it tuned for unleaded. So I'm actually curious if that means, down the road, if you want to, you could put 93 in it and it will run better, or maybe if you want to do like a tune or something like that. But so much more technology. A lot of these new Tacomas with the JBL stereo have this removable speaker that comes out of the dashboard. So if you want to make it a Bluetooth speaker for partying or whatever, and you can put it back in the dashboard, it becomes part of the system. Now, what's interesting is somebody told me rechargeable lithium ceramic ion battery. I'm not a battery technician by any means, but somebody told me that they're pretty certain that Toyota is using some of their solid state battery technology in these Bluetooth speakers. One, so that they last longer and get more juice out of them, but also because of where they sit here on the dashboard, with them being in the sun, they need something that is more heat resistant. And I'm told that the solid state battery is supposed to kind of help with that. And take a pause here. All right, sorry for cutting so abruptly. That was actually the new owner of the truck. So cool. He was like, yeah, go ahead, do your video, stuff like that. He's inside doing paperwork right now, but I think I pretty much covered what I want to talk about with this truck. It's way cooler than I thought it was going to be, and I was kind of skeptical. It's got a lot more equipment in it than they've ever had on these before. This is a way nicer truck than they've ever had. Does it justify the price tag? I'm not exactly sure. Actually, speaking of the price tag, we'll go ahead and close up the video there. So I forgot to mention when walking around this thing, But a lot of the TRDs, like the TRD Sports that have this hood scoop, when you see the photos, you really only see it from here. You just see that it has the hood scoop. What you don't see is that it has this like louvered effect that's on the top. And I'm not gonna lie, it looks good. It's not just on the Pros. They have it on the TRD Sports as well. But it gives it this really cool look. So even when you're inside it, you can still see the ridges there. And it kind of reminds me a lot of like some of the vents on like a Hummer, Humvee, something like that. So really a nice aggressive hood scoop. All right, here's what everybody wants to talk about with these, and I can't really skirt around it. Total MSRP on this truck is $67,929. So you can see base MSRP with no destination delivery packages or anything is $63,900. So it's still pricey. And the only things that are on this one is Toyo Guard, which is the Southeast Toyota deal. The Betsy lighting, that's what we were talking about with the outside here. You can actually see that they're on right now. Pretty nice. I do like those actually. Spray on bed liner, we pointed that out. Clear paint protection. This is on the doors and the door cup. So this is the lighter package for Toyota. You can see they do it right here on the door edges. And then on the inside here, doesn't have the hood paint protection film on it. It's got some on the rear bumper, it looks like. Screen protector, which is already on. That's pretty common on these now. And then the phone cable package. So yeah, $68,000 MSRP, which is, what is that, like $15,000 more than the previous TRD Pro? I'll let you guys in the comment section talk about that. So I just want to make a quick comparison. In the distance there is that super aggressive looking TRD Pro. Right here in front of me is an SR5. And it's just such a difference. Even looking at all these trucks down here, it's just so different. I mean, of course, some of these have the front chin spoiler on them. You know, they still have fender flares on these things. A lot of these look like they're, yeah, SR5. Here's even a TRD Sport, which is still a good looking truck, but man, the fenders and everything, the wheel and tire fitment, you can see there's a hood scoop I was talking about. This one even has a sunroof and everything, but it just looks totally different. This looks actually more like the old TRD Pros than that new one does. It's just insane. All right, guys, I can't think of a better way to end this, hopefully a short video on this walk around, but I can't think of a better way to end it without standing here in front of these two Land Cruisers that we just got. You know, we've got a first edition, the Heritage Blue, and then we've got the sand colored regular Land Cruiser behind me. And really, guys, it is just an exciting time to work for Toyota right now. Sure, there's a lot of conversation going on with, you know, the Tundra, and there's some things that they're fixing there. But as a whole, man, to be standing here on a lot with these brand new, gorgeous, colored, of all things, Land Cruisers, and you know, Toyota is so much into the white, silver, gray, black thing. It's just so nice to start to see a few vehicles that actually have some fun colors in them, that have these off-road body on frame, you know, suspension setups and all the stuff that comes along with that. The TRD Pros, you know, that are coming out now, the new Limiteds and the 6-foot bed. Hopefully at some point I'll see a Trail Hunter, which is what I'm personally excited about. And hopefully in like 3 months or maybe less, we're gonna maybe have 4Runners here as well, the new ones. And man, what a world it will be when I can have a first edition, a TRD Pro, a Trail Hunter, and maybe even like a TRD Pro or high-end trim 4Runner on the same lot. I mean, Toyota knows what they're doing with their marketing. I don't know if they know what they're doing with their pricing, but every single one of these that we're getting, we're selling. All these vehicles behind me, they're pre-sold. So whether you disagree with the pricing on the Land Cruiser or not, unfortunately, it doesn't seem to matter. They're still selling. I've sold 3 Land Cruisers myself in the last basically month or 45 days or so. We're not having these things. If we get one that sits here on the lot, it sits in the lot for like 2 or 3 days. I don't know if that's just because we're here in Asheville and it's much more of a prime market for this. Maybe some places in the city they're sitting longer. I don't know, but at least here in Asheville, these are selling like hotcakes. Now, we've got a lot of regular Tacomas and Tundras. We could use some help selling those, so we're definitely running some deals there. But really, as always, guys, thanks for watching. I know it's been a few weeks since my last upload. I've been sick, I've been busy, it's been everything. But I'm happy to finally get back a video online and spend some time with these TRD Pros. As a Toyota nerd, I'm excited to share it with you guys. So thanks so much and have a great day.